In this video, I'm going to show you how to create sales invoices. There are three ways to create sales invoices within Kashflow. The first way is on the main dashboard. You'll see there is an option on the top right hand side to create an invoice. The other option is if you go into a customer screen where all of your customers are listed, within the customer record there is an option to create an invoice directly from here. Alternatively, we can just click into the Invoices module on the left hand side of the screen, and in here we can start creating invoices by clicking the Create button at the top of the screen. All invoices will be listed on this page, and we can sort by invoice number, customer, date, due dates, amounts, and also the status, and we can see whether or not they're overdue, if we've been paid, and if they're unpaid. We can also search on that field just by at the bottom of the screen. We can choose if we just want to see overdue, for instance. It will just show those and how much they're overdue by, and then underneath there we can see what's been paid. We can have up to 100 items showing on this screen at any one time. So to create the invoice, all we do is click the Create button and it will come up with the next invoice number. Ours is our 8th invoice that we've created. We can only have numbers in this field, so you won't be able to put any letters in there. It's only numerical. We can then choose the customer from the drop down box there. You can create a new customer from this screen just by clicking the plus icon and just typing in the details. Once I hit create, this invoice will be created and a new customer record will be created for customer 3. If you've typed out all the address details within the customer record, then that will come through into the address section here, or you can just type this information in manually. If you use a different delivery address, you can tick or untick the box here and it will give you another option to enter a delivery address. We can see the date the invoice has been issued and also the due date. So I have 28-day terms with my customers, and we can see that's come through from here. If it's 0 days or 7 days, however you set it up, the due dates will appear here. All we then need to do is just add information onto this invoice. So all we do is click Add Line Item, and we can see it's defaulted to Sale of Goods, and you can just put the description in here. So I'm going to put work carried out, and then we can put in the net value for the invoice. So if it's £500, it will add on the 20% VAT, and you can see the gross figure is £600 in here. There is no character limitation to what you can put in here, so you can put as much information and text as you need to. Once you've done that, all you need to do is click the Save button on the top right hand side, and that invoice has now been saved. And on the invoice screen on the left, we can now see that invoice number 8 is in our list and the status is unpaid. And if you go to the customer screen on the left hand side, you'll now see that customer 3 has been created, and within their record there is an invoices and stats screen where you can track all of the invoices next to specific customers. You can see if they're unpaid and the status of each invoice, and you can see when they were first and last invoiced on the right hand side of the screen. To repeat that process for creating invoices, you can either hit the Create button again at the top of the screen to create a new one. Alternatively, if you click into the last invoice, there is a Copy button at the top of the page. Just select Copy, and we can copy that to a new sales invoice, and it's copied across all of those details. I can then change anything I need to at this point, change the date maybe, and then hit Save, and that is now saved as invoice number 9. At the top of the screen, you'll see next to every single invoice in the system that there is an Edit button. If you need to make an amendment or you've made a mistake, just click the Edit button, and in here we can go and change the details. So actually that was 550, and then save it back up again, and that invoice has now been amended. Underneath as well, there is also options to print an email. If you want to print the invoice, just hit Print, and that will just generate that as a PDF, and you can see all of the invoice information has come through. Alternatively, if you want to email this straight to the customer, just click the Email button. If you've got the email address stored next to the customer record, that will come through automatically, and all of the information on the invoice will just be attached as a PDF document, and that will go through to the customer. If you want to break out your revenue rather than just posting to sale of goods, you can create new sales codes. On the Invoices screen, you'll see there is an option for sales codes at the top of the screen. In here, we can see that I've got my sale of goods, shipping and contracts. Now we can amend these codes and we can add new ones in. So if I click into the sale of goods code, I could say actually this was labour. We can actually pre-fill that information as well. So if you have pre-built prices, say I charge £750 a day, we can also put the description in there as well. So I'm going to put my daily rate in there, and you can put any text you want in there. Just click update, and that's now entered a code for labour. Underneath we can type in a new code, and this is going to be 101, and I'm going to say this is my materials, and then we can just add a new code in there. We could pre-fill information we want, so if we need to change the VAT rate we could do. I'm going to leave the prices blank, and I'm just going to type in materials and update. We've now got labour and materials. So now if we go to the invoice screen again and create a new invoice, we can add multiple lines on this invoice, and I can choose labour and materials. You can see the labour text has come through as daily rate with the correct values, and then I can just go and key in any information on materials. And then once I hit save, that's now broken out between those two sales codes. Which basically means when I'm running off any reports, I'll be able to track all of the income I've generated through to my labour element and also my materials. And that's how easy it is to create invoices within Kashflow. For any more information on this feature, please contact us at helpme@microbusinessteam.com or give us a call on 0203 397 4025.